It's Saturday and it's windy, but I think it's going to be a good day to get some stuff done on the chicken coop. I got to go over here and get my little tool cart, my professional level tool cart. Got to put a fresh battery in. You think Cobalt will ever give me free tools for showing their stuff? Probably not. Mama Kirbs and I were talking about some of the designs on the chicken coop, and I think we're going to make a slight design change. We're not changing anything that's already built, but we are going to change things that were in the design plans. The design change really is in the coop area. We had talked about it being a box on one side, but I think we're going to go all the way across the back. So it's going to be a little shallower, but much wider. Today, my number one goal is to get the ends of the triangle ends here, the gable ends, those closed in with the fence boards. And then we'll see if we have time to work on the coop. I just pulled one of those fence panels down. Looks like we have a family of beavers building something back here. I'm going to see if I can pop these off real easy here. Not real easy. Some of the nails pulled through and some of them pulled out. I think we're going to find a lot of these boards not usable, at least in their full length. And we also might find some critter under here. The nails are nice and straight. I can keep those. Now let's see how long of my boards. So the bottom ones obviously are going to be the longest. So we need to see how big our longest board needs to be. Looks like it's about 7 feet. I don't think we have any boards that are 7 feet, so we'll have to almost smash my head. We're gonna have to get creative on how we piece those bottom ones together. Went into the top of that chicken coop and scratched a rough angle. I'm gonna see if I can take a good guess on what angle. I think it's not gonna be quite enough. It's not the right angle, but there's enough hidden in there. It's really windy out here. I did cut a new angle. The chop saw won't go to that angle, so I had to lay it on and fake it a little bit. But this is going to be much better for filling in that top area. I'll keep this board up here by the saw, and that will be my template for all of the angles that I need. Probably be easiest if I chop it off. There. Now that's my angle template. With that first piece propped in there, I can see how long of a piece I need to put in here. This chicken coop build video series is torture on my camera and microphone. I just dropped it again. That first row will be done in just a minute. I don't often use nails in my projects, but I got a whole pocket full of nice straight nails that are just perfect for this application. So I'm gonna go old school. I remember being so impressed by my dad when I was younger. He'd build everything with nails because that was the normal. He could tap tap blam set in a nail with just one blow in most cases. Even the big 16, I think they're called 16 penny nails, the big framing nails. He'd give a little tap tap to get it set in place and plop, just with a hammer. You notice when I was up there it was tap 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 tap. I don't have the same skills. Took 4 boards to fill it in. It looks pretty good from the inside. And the outside, I just have to get a piece of board back here to brace these 2 pieces in where it didn't go all the way across. And I'm just gonna put a board right here. And there it is. You missed the action shots. I find it very difficult to get some of these shots when I'm out here by myself. If I can put the tripod on the ground, that's fine, but you can't get those up close shots. So I just put a few screws, very short screws from the front and also from the back. Pulled that in tight. Now we gotta do the same on this end. What do you got, Luke? What is this? Tea? My tea? Thank you. Notice Luke is wearing the RZ mask. There is a affiliate link and coupon code in the description below.
Looks good, honey.
Yeah. Now that that's done on top on both sides, we're going to start framing in the box for the chicken coop. Start figuring out the dimensions and exactly, how to design for. It's gonna get windy. We got to figure out how to design for. There's probably going to be between 20 and 30 birds, the small silkies in here. So I just need to figure out how big that coop should be and how we should access it and where the nest boxes are. So that's next. I went and got some 2x4s. You know what? I'm really focusing on saying 2x4s. I don't know why. I went and got some 2x4s from the resource pile. We're going to use those to frame up the box. That's going to be the coop. So that coop is going to go all the way across the back. I think it's going to be about 3.5 feet out. And yeah, so let's just start building that. So there's the box. That's going to be where the chicks roost, inside here, up off the ground. We had one good sheet of plywood to come out of the teardown, and when I say good, it was the best one. I think it'll be enough, good enough. It's in pretty good shape actually for the floor of the coop. So this is our 4x8 sheet of plywood, and the space that it's going to need to go is right here. So we'll put some more supports in there and see if we can make it work. Before we get too far cutting that floorboard, I wanted to go ahead and build this frame. I put supports on the side to help hold that up. Put another board on the back, and then another board on the sides, and then every 2 feet in the middle. So that builds a really nice platform for that plywood to sit on. I only have 1 sheet of plywood, so measure twice, cut once. Measure twice, cut once. There's been so many times I've measured once and cut twice. That's not the way to build stuff. Man, I hope I measured that right. We got to cut out little notches here to go around this, and same on that end, and then we should be good to put it in. I can tell by looking without the measuring device here that it's 3 inches, because these are 1.5 inches each. 3 inches in to 2 1/8. So 3 inches in, 2 1/8. Alright, this piece is in. I just got to tack that down and we'll be in good shape. Let me tell you a little story. When I was younger, my kids were younger, I would build projects, whether it be construction on the house, cabinets, back porches. Wait for the wind. And my kids always wanted to climb on the project to make sure it was strong enough. Well, I just happen to have one of my kids out here, and he is much bigger now, so it should be a good test to see if this project is strong enough for the chickens. All right, son, get up there. Let's see. Oh man, what do you think?
Can we get on top of here too?
No, just walk across that thing.
Ow.
You hit your head?
Yeah.
What do you think? Is it going to be strong enough? How much do you weigh?
155.
155.
I think it should hold a few
155 of strapping young man compared to 30 silkies.
Oh, that too.
Pull up, pull up. Nice. Now you're just showing off.
Yeah.
That's the platform. That's the base of the coop. That's where all the birds are going to be sleeping. They're going to have room underneath to walk around, and nest boxes on the end, so lots of good sleeping space to keep them safe at nighttime and also in the winter when they need to get out of the wind and the cold. So more than 1.5 feet for those birds to walk under and have lots of space underneath there to continue scratching and moving around. Now, why did I go with a board this big? I was a little concerned about space for the number of birds that I know we're going to have in here. There's going to be at least 20 birds and probably 30 or so. It depends on, you know, what we have at the time. The coop is large enough for that many birds to live, but they need plenty of room, sleeping space. And if it gets cold and they get into the coop, they need a little room to move around. So this spot right here is going to give them more than 1 square foot per bird, because this is almost 3.5 by 8, so that's over 25 square feet. We know for sure, because we see this happen all the time here. These birds, when they sleep, they bunch up real close, and they probably fit 4 little birds. They're pretty small bodies on 1 square foot. So I'm not worried about sleeping space. That is way more than enough. It's getting late in the day. I might get a little more progress done, but I'm gonna go ahead and do the walk around and close this video, and I'll show you if I do get more done before I get back to you, then I'll just show you that when we come back. But let's just take a look at what we got done today. This morning when we started, we needed to fill in the triangles, which we did. That looks nice from the inside and out, on front and back. And we also built the framework and the platform for the chicken coop with lots of good supports, nice and strong, plenty of space. Take a look from way out here. It's starting to shape up. I think you can probably visualize now how that's going to be a chicken coop. Well, I didn't have a camera person today, so it was a little frustrating at times to get those nice action shots for you, but I think you get the idea. Thank you so much for following this story, this journey of the chicken coop here on the Daddykirbs farm. Here on the Daddykirbs farm, we truly believe that everyone has a story, and every story counts. Your story counts because you count. You matter. Thanks for being here, and I'll talk to you soon.